Welcome back to the Reviving Ramble podcast. A podcast essentially full of nothing but Star Wars. My name's Andrew, and today we have.
I'm back.
I'm back, he says. We have Sam back. He's just going to be here forever at this point. It's fine. I'm not doing this by myself, so I'll make him suffer through it with me.
No, it's not so much suffering. It's.
I mean, we've been recording for a while, and it's been difficult to start for so far already, so it's a good start.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens when you get two pea brains trying to make a podcast.
Well, you know what? You're not wrong. It's just.
I know.
Yeah, that's the sad part, though.
I know.
So, last episode, episode 1, go back and listen to it if you haven't.
I also updated my mic, by the way. Just letting everyone know.
Thankfully.
Yes.
It was painful in editing.
I can imagine so. So, to all you listeners out there, potential listeners, whatever you are, just know I did this for you.
Had to go steal it from a shop somewhere.
Yes, I'm actually
You little thief.
#1 shoplifter of the world. Shoplifters of the world unite.
Let's clarify. That was a joke.
That was
you didn't steal the.
Totally a joke.
Yeah, 100%. Isn't it like your housemate's microphone or something? You've just yoinked it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's my housemate's microphone. It will be my microphone soon.
Eventually.
Moving on.
Fair shout. But no, let's continue. Last episode, I left you with one job to do.
Some homework.
Did you finish your homework? I feel like a teacher. Did you finish your homework last night? Well, it's been 2 weeks now, but did you finish your homework?
Well, I mean, I finished it, and then my Rancor came and ate it. That sucked. But
did you finish it again then?
Well, that's what I was about to say. Luckily, I did indeed finish it. I had a glass of blue milk, and I was on to finishing it just as quick the second time.
Well, that's alright then. What have you deduced for us? So, as of right now, let me pull up my phone. Oh no, where is it? Over here. Found it. On the bed.
Beautiful.
Because I sent you some questions.
You did indeed.
In writing over Messenger the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And you've just gone and responded to them, which has been absolutely fantastic. So, for the listeners, you've already told me, but people that aren't me, because no one can be me, and that's kind of a good thing. What's your favourite character from the Skywalker Saga? Saga.
The Saga Wargers.
Saga Wargers.
Well, it's funny, I actually spent a little bit of time thinking about this question because my initial answer was going to, as you probably would have assumed, was going to be
childhood.
Yes, Kit Fisto. Yeah. He's just
For those who don't know, green, mass tentacles, really sick looking.
Has the cute smile.
Yeah, the cute smile.
Just always been a favorite of mine. He's just cool. He's got tentacles and he's got a beautiful smile. What more can I say?
Underrated character, I will have to say. Wasn't utilized very much
until the Clone Wars. He was really expanded on, which was awesome.
We needed that.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, my first thought was initially Kit Fisto, but I think I did mention in the first episode that I've been drawn to Plo Koon all of a sudden.
I believe so, yes.
If I didn't, maybe it was just in a passing conversation that we had, but I don't know if this is because of Filoni's influence, because I do know that Plo Koon is supposedly his favorite character, and for the concept art of Mando Season 2, he was drawn in instead of spoiler alert, Luke Skywalker.
It's been long enough. We can spoil that one.
I know, but for 2 seconds I was like, am I gonna do it? And then I was like, you know what?
I
Screw it.
shouldn't, but
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go through with it anyway. So anyway, blah blah blah. So yeah, I don't know if it's just because of his influence. Where I'm like, actually, Plo Koon's pretty cool. But for some reason, I've been playing as him lately. But so yeah, I would say
the character design for Plo Koon was really cool.
so cool. Yeah, so cool. So I think that's I would either toss up between Kit Fisto or Plo Koon, but having said that, I do have some honourable mentions.
I am seeing that in the note.
Yes.
And the first one has me kind of intrigued.
Yes, so you can play. You totally can play as a fully functional Han Solo in Carbonite.
Now, how do you attack as Han in Carbonite?
You literally just kind of headbutt. You kind of just go around headbutting stuff.
Well, I mean, at that point, it'd be hard as a rock.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, in Lego Star Wars, you have these different class systems. I believe you have a Jedi, Dark Side user, Smuggler. I can't remember what Rey's one is. A Scavenger.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. For
yes.
reference, I just bought the game and have started, but I'm nowhere.
Yeah, after I basically nailed
into
Andrew being like, you need to get this game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you also have extra characters, and so Han Solo in Carbonite obviously comes under an extra character, so it doesn't have any special abilities, but is just very cool.
That's a fair shout. It's good to see that they've kind of kept that character playable, because I'm pretty sure you could play as Han in Carbonite in one of the older ones.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure I remember playing as Han in Carbonite at some point in time.
Huh, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
you gotta remember that's a few years ago, so that could be completely misconstrued information.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yes, moving on. I just thought that was a cool mention, but something that I have been really, really enjoying with this game. So Andrew knows how much I love The Mandalorian, how much I love Din Djarin as a character. I just think he's fantastic. And it is really cool that you are able to play as him in this game. I don't know if... I bought the deluxe version where he's a playable character. I'm not sure if you can get that in the regular. But anyway, he's a cool character. And the cool thing about him is you can walk around, right? And with you all the time, he spawns in with you, is no other than Grogu.
Well, I've lost all audio for the one and only Samus. Let's hope that he can get his shit together.
Can you hear me?
Hey, he's back and he's alive.
I have no idea what just happened.
No, that's completely fine. We will just gloss past that and we'll go to your other character.
Yeah, I mean, I was just happily explaining Din Djarin. Did you get any of that?
No, none of it. I got to say your other character, and then you disappeared into the ether.
I literally gave such detail. And then I was like, wait a second, everything's just cut out.
Well, recap.
Okay, well, jeez. Anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my internet service provider.
Terrible Australian internet.
Awful. Anyway, my second honourable mention is no other than Din Djarin, who you might know as Mando. Andrew knows how much I love Mando. I'm just obsessed with him as a character. I think he is fantastic and just the ultimate dad.
Great for the franchise.
Totally. It's funny, because I have the deluxe version where I know for sure he is a playable character. I'm not sure if he is a playable in the standard version.
He might be. I haven't looked too far into that yet.
Well, I mean, look, this might be enough for you to get the deluxe version. But anyway, the coolest thing about Din Djarin is whenever you spawn him in, Grogu accompanies him every time.
That's cool.
Every time. He is just the cutest thing ever, and I think that it is super cool to pair up as Din and, well, I should just call him Mando.
Yeah.
Easier for people to follow on. But I think one of the coolest things is pairing up as Mando and Boba and going around just doing random Kyber brick missions.
Gotta make sure that your little egg buddy is following though.
Exactly, and he always does. But the reason I think it is so cool is so, for those who also don't know, with this new Lego Star Wars game, you have a kind of different system. It's not reliant on mini kits like the ye olden days.
Ye old days. It feels really weird having you say that, because I remember playing those sort of games like yesterday.
Right? Yeah, when I first put it on initially, I was really overwhelmed
Oh yeah, for sure.
because I think the last Lego game that I had played was like Lego Indiana Jones for the DS.
Oh wow.
So that's going back like 10, 15 years ago, who knows.
Yeah.
So initially with this, open world, I was like, okay, this is intense. And so what they've done is they've brought in this Kyber brick system, and essentially it's like a tier system for upgrading.
Yeah.
And you sort of go around these open worlds, so you have so many planets that you can go to. And essentially, you go to a planet, you look for a Kyber brick. Once you get the Kyber brick, it's another thing to help you in leveling up. And sometimes it can feel a little monotonous trying to find them all, because there is, I think, 1,106 of them or something.
You've got it here.
Actually, 1,166. Sorry, order 66.
You missed the 6.
I did indeed. I'm sorry, Papa Palps. But because sometimes it can feel a little monotonous, I find it is really awesome playing as Mando and Boba, just going around collecting these Kyber bricks, because it kind of just feels like you're doing Mando things.
Just bounty hunting.
Pretty much, you just go to a random planet, you go, oh no, we've run out of this. Looks like I have to go and get it. That's kind of how I've been entertaining myself with that.
Do they both have jetpacks?
Mando doesn't. No.
Mando doesn't?
Boba, yes.
Boba, yes.
Yes, Mando doesn't, which I actually didn't even really think about, to be honest, huh?
Because he does get one early on.
Yeah, relatively early on, yeah, but I feel like it's not essential to his personality.
Oh, no, it's not. It's just nice bit of cinematography, I guess, to throw in the background.
Oh, not even cinematography, just, Mandalorian lore, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of my favorite characters. I'm tossing up between Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, with some honorable mentions of Han in Carbonite, Din Djarin with Grogu, and Boba.
Yeah, that's a fair shot. I mean, let's go with the highest honorable mention with Han, because, well, let's just face it, he's hard as hell.
He's hard as hell, literally and metaphorically.
I was really hoping you'd pick that up. You've got
now the next question.
Your favorite mission that you've done so far. I'm assuming that you've played 1 to 9 all the way through.
Yeah, so I've completed the full story. Yeah, I kind of feel like, well, not feel like, I know that I rushed through the sequels.
Yeah.
Which, is disappointing in itself. I really don't want to be a sequel hater, but I would be lying if I said that I enjoyed them. I just didn't.
It's good to have more Star Wars movies, but they're just not where they should
not when
be.
They're not planned. Yeah. So, admittedly, I did rush through those. Perhaps maybe one day I'll go back. I don't know.
Well, that's always a thing that you can do. It's not like as soon as you finish off those 3, it's done. You can't play them anymore. You can restart
that's right.
and go through.
Yeah, you can always go back. So yeah, I've done 1 to 9, and so at the moment I'm really just trying to get all of the Kyber bricks. I mean, like I said, there's 1,166 in total, and I've got just under 700. Um, so yeah, that's cool. But my favorite mission, I would probably say, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. I mean, the soundtrack for that specific section speaks for itself. Yeah.
Da, da, da. Yeah, I love Duel of Fates. It's the best.
Yeah.
Um, so the thing is, I've always just loved Qui-Gon as well. To me, he is kind of the epitome of what a great Jedi should be. Look, that's just my opinion.
No, I kind of
But
pick up what you're putting down. Like,
that's the thing, he seems to just um, go by the will of the Force rather than the Council. And there's, as Obi-Wan said in Phantom Menace, if you just obeyed what the Council says, you'd have a seat on the Council. And Qui-Gon kind of just goes, well, to be honest,
I don't want
I
the
don't
seat.
really care. Yeah,
I don't want your seat.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, he was trained by Yoda and Dooku. It's like, bro, Qui-Gon is cool.
Oh yeah.
He is so cool. And so that's probably my favorite mission, just battling Darth Maul, having that sad death scene, and then cut him in half as Obi-Wan.
You know what I'd kind
quite
of
satisfying.
hoped we'd have seen in one of the movies at some point, which when you look at episode 1, and I think Grievous is in 2.
Grievous is in 3.
Grievous is in 3. He doesn't make an appearance in 2. No.
Nope.
Start of 3.
No. Yes.
Yes. It's been a while since I've actually gone through and watched them.
Yeah. I mean, he makes an appearance in, canonically Clone Wars.
Yeah, but movie
anyway.
release. I wish we had have been able to see a Qui-Gon against Grievous at some point, both being under Dooku at one point in time.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been really cool.
I mean, I think it would have been cooler seeing Qui-Gon versus Ventress.
Yeah, that would have been cool too.
Because they because not Dooku, Grievous is essentially, he's kind of just a droid who can wield a lightsaber at this point.
Pretty much.
Whereas I feel like Qui-Gon was Dooku's light side apprentice.
Yeah.
Force wielding apprentice, and then you have Ventress, who is essentially
the
Dooku's
polar opposite
dark side force wielding apprentice. Yeah, he's so I just think that would be pretty cool. Really.
Yeah, it would be. Off topic.
Yeah,
we've spiraled into a rabbit hole again.
Indeed we have.
Would you say that the game Skywalker Saga, I said it again.
Starga Wargers.
I'm just losing my mind at this point. Is it worth the price tag for one, Star Wars fans, Star Wars collectors, and two, your everyday consumer, just your casual gamer?
Personally, I feel like for the collector, for the Star Wars collector, it is essential.
Yeah,
I would say it's Star Wars, man. You know what I mean? Like it's a Star Wars video game, and I feel like as a Star Wars collector, as a Star Wars fan, you have to have it. For the average fan, I would say yes, get it. For the average consumer, I would say yes, get it, because it's cute, it's silly, but it's also still
Star Wars related.
Did I just cut out again?
Yeah,
oh no! Oh god!
You did. It's still Star Wars related, kind of.
Well, yeah, it's cute, silly, but it's still engaging with good gameplay. Look, sometimes the story, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion I've seen just on forums and whatnot, sometimes the story does feel quite rushed.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times myself.
I mean, I guess it's such a large game with so much packed in it that I do think that's to be expected, but it still feels a little bit like there's some stages where dialogue kind of doesn't make too much sense.
My thing is
Um,
they're trying to cram 9 full-length movies
mm,
plus extra bits and pieces
mm.
into a story-driven game. It's doable, don't get me wrong, but
It's yeah, and for that, I do commend them for what they've done, but it does feel a little rushed, in my opinion.
yeah,
And every now and again, I have found it's a little glitchy. Look, that could be something that could be easily fixed. But for example,
glitchy as in how?
well, I mean, yeah. So for example, I'm stuck doing this one quest. I think it's for I don't know. I don't actually know. I think it's to unlock a character. And it's called Dancing with the Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
Um, and it's I have to speak to a character, but for some reason I'm just unable to speak to the character. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like it. If
Yeah.
anyone,
If anyone knows,
any of the
just
list,
throw a comment on the YouTube video of this podcast, and
yeah, just any of the reviving socials, because I would, if I'm doing something wrong, I could be doing something completely stupid. So,
oh yeah, look, it's completely possible with us at least. I mean,
yeah.
but hey, if
So,
you've done it and you're listening along, head on over to either Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Throw any of your comments and tips and tricks on there, and I'll let Sam know when there's some to have a squiz at, and he can go and have a look and try and actually finish the Dancing with the Star Wars quest. Hopefully,
come on, help a nerd out.
help a nerd out.
Help a nerd out, please, please.
Would you say that Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, I got it right this time, had to think about it,
I'm proud of you.
would it be a good entry for a kid who wants to find something new?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's totally worth it. I think that obviously I'm biased because I'm a huge Star Wars
Oh
fan.
yeah,
I'm a
me
huge
too.
Lego Star Wars fan, but I think it's totally worth it. And I know that, as a kid playing the Lego Star Wars games, I loved. I was totally sucked in
Yeah,
to the world, and so I think this is a great way to get kids into Star Wars.
I know for me, the original games pulled me in a lot more and made me just want to watch more content based around the whole Star Wars franchise as a whole.
Mm.
So personally, I think if you're a kid and you want to pick something up, or you've got a kid and you want to get them interested in something else, this is probably one of the best ways to go about it because it's kind of fun. There's a lot of really decent humor considering it's a Lego game.
Oh, I was there was times where I was actually in stitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's so funny. It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
The humor is just so dumb, and they also have a really. I feel like I should have mentioned this so much earlier, which I didn't. But you can actually enable mumble mode,
Is that what
as
the
a
original one had?
yeah. So the original had no voice acting whatsoever.
No.
It was just like
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and so they pay homage to that with a mumble mode. So if you do really miss that original Lego Star Wars game feeling, you can put that on. And I will admit, I've only done it a couple of times and not for very long.
It's kind of good for the nostalgia, but other than that, meh.
Pretty much, it doesn't really serve any other purpose. It's kind of more just like oh yeah, cool, they did that.
Just like
That's
a
pretty
little
awesome.
nod to previous.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Which is good. Like, you always like seeing that sort of stuff.
Totally. So, look, I would say overall, this game is worth it as a Star Wars game and just as a really fun Lego game.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I've picked up. I've only played maybe 45 minutes of it, which is nowhere near enough to have a massive amount of input onto the whole conversation, because really, what's 45 minutes going to get me?
For sure. For sure.
But
Which episode did you start on?
I'm going from 1 all the way through.
Yeah, see, I am silly. I didn't realize that
You could
I
play
didn't
any of
realize
them,
that you
so
could.
you just went 4.
Yep.
Yeah, but still,
Which I'm not worried about.
no, because that's the that's the way they were released in, after all.
Exactly. So I was like, meh,
It's not like it's a big loss. I mean,
no loss at all.
no, exactly. You're still getting the same content. It's just, for me, I don't really care, because I've kind of watched the movies countless times at this point. So I'm not missing out on any kind of information if I go back to number 1 and start going through. Whereas if you've only watched the original 3 and then you go back and play 1, you've got a fair bit of gap to fill.
Yeah.
With
and I guess also for you, you know, you've always been a big prequel nerd.
I've
so
been
I feel
a
like starting
prequel fanboy my entire life.
Yeah, so it's like I think if you're going to start on any one, naturally, I would
I'd
assume
just
you would
go
start
1.
on
Yeah.
episode 1.
For me, my whole big thing with the prequels is just seeing the MTT carrier on Naboo, and just seeing the amount of droids that came out of there up against the Gungans. Yeah. It just kind of, I don't know, it tweaked something in my head, and I just thought it was amazing. And then
for sure,
episode 2 came out. It was already out, but like, I got to see episode 2, and I was like, God damn, this is nuts.
I'm actually pretty sure I had. You know how Lego, they've brought out the like micro fighters and stuff at the moment. I remember like back in the day, I had similar to that. I don't know what they were called. They weren't called micro fighters, but I had like a mini MTT.
Yeah. Have you seen how much those MTTs are worth now?
Have I? Oh my god. You got to sell a kidney or something to be able to buy one.
Literally though, like, alright, I'm just going to pull up StockX because it kind of gives you a rough idea on everything. MTT. The original set.
I'm going to say 1,100,
no,
surely.
you're way over.
Way over?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
They're the highest that they have been in a while. Originally, they dropped down to $300 in February.
Jeez.
From November to February, and now they're back up to $571.
Damn.
Which is insane, but like, I don't know, it's just such an iconic set for me personally. Based on my favorite portion of the franchise, really.
Sure, yeah. I think for me, I would love to get a Sandcrawler.
Yeah, I reckon for you, definitely, because, well, you were always more sort of the originals as opposed to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. As a kid, like you, I loved the prequels, but once I started to actually get into Star Wars, like, because it's like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I really like Star Wars, I'm so into Star Wars, but then once you sort of get a little bit older, and then you're like, oh, actually, the originals are kind of boss.
Yeah. I haven't gone back and rewatched those in a very long time.
You should. That's your homework.
So I should.
Yes.
Have you seen... So they've got 3 Sandcrawlers out currently. Set 75220.
Let me
It was released in 2018. And it is $307.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Oh, no, I did see this. I should have it, but
personally, I really like the look of the 2014 set. It retailed at $300, but it's $778 now. But it fully opens, and there's quite a few figs by the look of it too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at the amount of figures. Yeah, oh, okay, so I'm looking at one now for 900.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Are you just on like eBay or something?
Track Toys? TRK Toys? I'm not sure.
I have no idea. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, Uncle Owen.
I don't know. It's just
So
cool. Like, it's a nice set. I feel
Very
like
cool
you
set.
should pick up one of those just for the sheer fact of having one. Because I know
Oh,
you do have
yeah.
the... What is it? The 2019 Luke's Speeder?
Yes, 2019. Yeah, I had to think for a second there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
I just took a stab in the dark. I'm not going to lie. I was like, roughly when did you live there and when did you get that? Yep, that'll do.
2019. Yeah, it was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that they've just recently brought out
The
Ba-da-ba-ba.
UCS.
Indeed.
Yes, I have. And it looks amazing. They've got a custom molded glass piece, which is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I do also like what they've done with the cables down the front of it.
Oh yeah, that's cool
It's
as well.
giving off a different
I love
texture.
the
The exposed
I
engine
love
on
the engines, man.
Yeah. The exposed one on the left-hand side is catching my eye.
Same, yeah, beautiful.
My only question is it a floating set? Yes, technically yes. Personally,
Well,
I
yeah,
would
it comes.
prefer if they had clear pieces instead of the Technic pieces.
I knew you were going to say that, and I do agree.
However, it does still look pretty cool because it's connected to the actual plaque that you get with the UCS.
I do find it really fun. I mean, this is just me being totally nitpicky right now. I find the juxtaposition in size really funny. How you have the
Yeah.
tiny minifigures.
You'd think that you could make like replica minifigs just to have a little bit.
I mean, like I said, I'm being so nitpicky, and honestly, that would look really ugly having bigger
it
minifigs.
would, but I mean,
I just find that really, really funny. It's like I'm almost kind of like, yeah, do they even really need the minifigs? I don't know.
I remember getting books on Star Wars lore. It was like just a book full of information, and it had two minifigs in the front. It had Han and Luke from the medal ceremony.
Wow, yeah, you just unlocked the memory.
Yeah, I remember I've still got them somewhere because I've got the
Oh, really? I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I've got them in the shed somewhere. I think they're in with all my other minifigs.
That's cool. I would really like to get Luke at the medal ceremony as a minifig. I think that'd be really cool.
If I can dig it out, you can have him.
I would very much appreciate that.
Yes, well, that's more than okay. I'll have a look for it when I get the chance to.
Do so.
I feel like I've found another set that you would thoroughly enjoy. For me personally, out of this set and the one I have, which is I've got the Death Star sitting in the cupboard. You know that all too well.
Yes. Can I guess? Are you going to say the Cantina?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Cantina because I was going to be like, yes, I do want the Cantina.
No, this is another one I feel like you would enjoy, but at the same time, it's very pricey. With 6,785 pieces, it is the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT.
I do have the smaller version.
Yes, this one is $1,300.
Yeah, I am. I was just looking at it.
It looks insane. Don't get me wrong.
Like I said, yep. I agree. I would love to have it, and I will be honest with you. I did consider buying it earlier this year. It's just very expensive.
Yeah.
You know.
See, the Death Star for me was a
$1,300.
present from my parents. so I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to actually pay for it. But that was a massive build. That was like
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
that was like a few months worth of build because my hands are just not as good as they used to be.
Yeah, what year was that?
2018 going into 2019.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
man. I'm just.
2019 going 2020. That's the one.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the size of the AT-AT, just like the sheer size
Look at it next to
of
the
that.
dude, where he could like hug
No,
it.
I'm. If you actually go, we're on the for reference. We are on the Lego website, by the way. Um, if you just scroll through the photos,
Yeah,
they have a photo of Luke hanging from it.
yeah.
Um,
He's
you can see
tiny.
two minifigures in the head, 6 or 7 in the body of it.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Look at it. This last photo, you can use the guy's torso for comparison. It is his torso's height. He looks like a
Oh my
pretty
god.
averagely tall dude. You know what I mean? Like
Averagely tall dude.
he's not short, but he's not like 6'6".
Yeah, yeah. I order 66.
It
Yeah, I get you.
is.
It is freaking big.
It is. Wow. Dimensions: 62 centimeters high, 24 centimeters wide, and another 69 centimeters deep from front to back.
That is big. You know, another set I would like to get, and I did think I talked about this in the first episode, is Mando's N1.
Yeah, I did say that one
But
just before.
I will say, so before it was announced, there was, speculation that it was going to be in production. And I remember being so excited for it, and I was like, "Oh, wow, awesome! Sounds great,"
Mm.
And also, just to clarify, I do like the finished product. I think it's really cool.
Oh yeah, it's great.
But I did see some mock-ups and some fan builds of what it was going to look like, and there are so many,
for
many
me,
that
the
are
price
just
point
cooler than the.
that's there, I can't justify it.
Oh, really?
It's $100.
I I'm not gonna lie. I think that's pretty good.
For that price, I remember buying the Arc 170, which is substantially bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'd be prepared to pay 100 for it. I don't think it's bad. My only issue is Mando's Darksaber. I feel like that's just a bit lazy.
It is. I mean, you and I used to do that as kids.
Exactly. It just seems a bit lazy. It's
Surely you could have
just
had a
traditional
molded piece.
Yeah, I find that really bizarre. I find it bizarre that they even have a lightsaber hilt for it. I really thought they would have just made one separate piece for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I find that weird, and I also just kind of feel like the N1 itself is a little.
It's lackluster for me.
It's a little lackluster. It's a little clunky. The wings seem very exposed.
Yeah. So I think the
I would have
only
been.
big positives for me are that we do have hip printing for Mando instead of just a black or brown piece.
Yeah, that's cool.
They've actually printed his belt. We do get a Grogu figure.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
We get, what is that droid called?
Isn't it a
I can't remember.
BD droid? Yeah, it's a BD droid.
Yeah,
it's in Fallen Order as well.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the name of that one. And we get, what's her name? The Java lover.
The Java lover?
I can't remember her name. And she gets a nice little belt as well, which is pretty cool.
Actually, it is a very cool belt. That's not even printed. That's
legitimate piece, which is confusing to me as why they could print that piece there, but they couldn't print a flat blade.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, her name's Pelly.
Pelly, yeah. I'm going to stick with Java Lover. I still can't get that out of my head.
Very furry.
It's very furry.
Mm.
The last real kind of big thing, two things I wanted to touch on.
Mm.
What is your thoughts on the helmet series for Star Wars? Lego.
I don't have any myself.
I have only got the Boba Fett one, which I think you saw the other day when you were up here.
I did.
Yes. Really fun to build. About $100 on the price point, which...
See, I think that's expensive.
Yes, but no, because this is something that is built into a display piece.
Mm.
So it's got like its little stand, it's got a little plaque with what it actually is on the front of it. I can kind of, like, if I wanted to, I could put it in a display case and it's pretty much ready to go. Which is what I'm thinking of doing when I move, getting my old DVD cabinet and just taking the front off of that and putting glass over it.
Yeah.
And putting, like, the Death Star on top because that is too big to fit anywhere else.
That's cool. That would be very, very cool.
Well, the other thing, too, is I'm looking at getting a lighting kit to go inside the Death Star.
Yep.
The LED lighting kits. So
just do it.
I'm gonna have to take the entire thing apart again in sections. But I feel like it'd be really worthwhile just so that I could flicker lights, like flick a switch, and all these different lights turn on in different places and different colors everywhere. I think it'd be amazing.
I think you are very correct in that assumption.
Yes, but backtracking a little bit here.
You know what's funny? I'm going to admit, the whole time you were talking just then, I've been looking at the Dagobah training diorama again.
Yeah, it's a nice diorama. I saw one in person the other day.
I like, honestly, I know this is a big call, but this is probably my favorite Lego stuff that I've seen.
I would hold off on that because there's been some confirmed stuff that's come out over the past week that I'm not really well versed in at the moment, so I reckon next episode we'll go over that. But there are some really nice sets coming out. I think I sent you a link, but I want to have a bit more of a deep dive into it.
You did send me a link.
Yeah,
same as you. Really only had a quick squiz at it.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it too much. I was kind of half asleep when I did that, but I really want to go over that because there are some sets in there that I'm really excited for if they are pushing that out completely.
Yeah, for sure.
These helmets, I'm looking at
back to
a
the
photo
helmets.
of 5 at the moment.
Mm.
There are currently 6 online that you can purchase through lego.com. We've got a TIE Fighter pilot, the Scout Trooper, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, and Boba Fett. I obviously said it just before. Have the Boba Fett one. Out of those,
the Boba Fett one is very cool.
Yeah, out of those ones, for me, I really want the Scout Trooper. I don't know. I just preferred the Scout Trooper look for that period.
I love the Red 5 helmet.
Yes, that's the other one that's coming out. Well, it's already out, but the other ones that are on the list are the Red 5 Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet, the Dark Trooper helmet, which I think is pretty cool.
Dark Trooper helmet is very cool. However, it kind of looks like a Knights of Ren helmet.
It does. It really does. So, I don't know. Maybe they've gotten it mixed up at some point, in which they've done before. They've done some weird stuff like that before, but I will give it props. The red eyes do make everything else pop more because it is just a completely black helmet.
Look, I wouldn't say it's necessarily mixed up. To me, I'm literally just kind of looking at the forehead, and it's very. I know it sounds silly, but blocky.
Yeah. Who knew that Lego could be blocky?
Who knew? But it's very reminiscent of a Knights of Ren helmet. I feel like if I was to get any of these helmets, which, as I said, I don't have any.
I
But
I know the next one I want to get.
well, mine is certainly Red 5.
Mine would be Mando's helmet.
Mando? I knew you were going to say that.
Just because I've got Boba Fett's helmet up there, I've got a mini Mando next to him at the moment. But I feel like having Mando next to Boba Fett, it would look really cool. Just to have the stark contrast in the helmet.
Very cool. You know what else would be even cooler? If they brought out a Jango Fett.
Yes, I would get
helmet.
I would get that instantly. The only other one I personally say that I would get instantly. Shoot me, because, prequels and whatnot. Well, not prequels, Clone Wars and whatnot.
Jar Jar Binks.
Rex.
Oh, why would I shoot you? That's cool.
Rex and Cody, I would get.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to get Cody, I think.
Cody, if he had his visor and Phase 2, you've got me instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Rex.
Oh, you know what else would be cool? Grievous. I know for some reason we keep talking about Grievous, but
the one Grievous piece of Lego that we've gotten that's like supposed to be like a figure of him looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
It's just, I don't know, it's so weird. And it's $170.
I will say, I'm not surprised, to be honest.
For 180 pieces. It's more like...
Going back to the helmets, I think if I was to get any, like I said, Red 5, but I would get Vader as well.
Yeah.
Just to sit it next to Red 5, I think that'd be very cool.
It would be, because, father-son relations.
Uh-huh.
Why not? And I'm sorry if that's quote-unquote a spoiler to you. The movie's been out for fucking quite a while. Get your shit together and watch it.
Pretty much, yeah.
As you can tell, we're in the back half of the podcast, swearing completely, just going out the window at this point. The final one I wanted to bring up to you, I've seen this a few times. I was contemplating buying it, but I realised how much of a pain in the ass it would be to build. The Lego Star Wars, I'm searching it up now, pixel art. You can get the Sith pixel art. Now, don't get me wrong, I reckon it'd be cool to have, because you can have one of 3. I think it's 3 designs. It might be 4 overall. But there is one where you can get 3 sets. If you buy 3 of the sets, you can have a full Darth Vader sort of bust thing set up, which I think is pretty cool.
You know what? You can shoot me for this. I don't like pixel art.
Yeah, I knew that would be you.
I just don't. And I mean, I'm looking at the Darth Maul one. It's quite cool. There's a Kylo Ren one as well, which is cool. And there's a Vader one that's cool, but I just...
Go all the way through till you can see the Vader at the end. Where he has his entire chest plate lightsaber drawn. I feel like if I were to get one, I'd have to get 3 just to do that. And even then, at that point, you're paying $600 for it.
Yeah,
you could go into Melbourne Central and buy a pick-a-brick and do the same thing.
Yeah. Look, that you're right. That one is pretty cool. With he's holding his lightsaber with his chest plate. That's cool. But I just couldn't justify spending that amount of money on it.
In saying that, you could also just print out the photo.
Yeah,
that's like.
I mean, that's such a cheap way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But no, like. I don't know, I've seen a few people with these and they say that they really like them, but they're also the people that I know that have like 20 boxes of just random jigsaws sprayed around the house.
I've never been one for jigsaws.
Neither have I, but I'm pretty sure if you were one for jigsaws that you could pick this up and you would enjoy it. It's just not for me. And there is an exclusive soundtrack for it while you build. I'm just looking at that now. That's pretty cool. But I don't know. I just couldn't do it myself. I feel like I'd go crazy.
Yeah.
There's only 2 left on Catch of the Day as well.
Catch of the Day. Catch of the Day, I was about to say, it has some good catches sometimes. Huh.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
There's one that I feel like you would also pick up. It was a exclusive. You had to buy something else and you got this as well.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. You can't buy it through Lego. You can't buy it through retailers. It was a free item. I can't remember how you actually got it, but it's Luke's lightsaber. It's an Ultimate Collector's Edition Luke's lightsaber.
Which version? Return of the Jedi?
I will just link it to you.
Please do.
I've put it in the chat. Have a look at that and tell me what you think about that. It's stated as being $40.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's... Why do they call it Luke? That's Anakin's lightsaber.
I know it is.
It's the Youngling Slayer 9000.
Yes, well, and now you officially have the trainer of the Youngling Slayer 9000.
I do. Andrew was kind enough to gift me... Well, that's a lie. I'm buying it off you.
You're buying it, but we spoke about this a very long time ago. You hit me up while I was in Sydney and were like, do you know anywhere that I can buy a lightsaber that's relatively cheap and good? I was like, I've got one. I've got 2.
I have one in my house.
Because I've also got the Kylo Ren blade as well.
Yes, so Andrew was kind enough to give me his Obi-Wan Phantom Menace lightsaber.
Yes, which is pretty old now, actually. When was that released? Wow.
I want to say 2018.
I reckon so. There is... I'm just looking it up now. I think it was Hasbro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They do the Black Series now.
They do indeed. Actually, have you seen the Kit Fisto Black Series
Yes,
one?
I like it.
Oh, so cool.
I actually really like it. It is not.
Kit
it is
Fisto.
a Signature Series Hasbro. And you got a steal on that one by the looks of it. $500.
Yeah, jeez. There you go. Oh, I'm also looking at... I did not realize they brought these out. I'm on StockX at the moment. A Revan Force FX Elite.
Funny you should say that. I had that pre-ordered. I could have sworn that I told you that I had that organized, but I ended up cancelling it.
Why the hell would you do that?
Because it was $500 and something.
Yeah, okay.
And at the moment on StockX, it's $400. My Black Series Kylo Ren saber's $1,000 on here. I might just box that back up and sell it.
Yeah, damn. You know, I'm also actually looking at Rey Skywalker's Force FX lightsaber.
Yeah, I saw that in Zing the other day while I was in Ballarat.
I really like it.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It's good to see that we have an actual real life version of a yellow blade.
Yeah,
Gold yellow.
and just a really cool hilt.
Yeah.
It's definitely very reminiscent of Rey's scavenger roots. You know?
Yeah, well, that's it. You're not wrong at any point there. The other one I will say that I am upset that I didn't get was...
Dooku's?
No, actually. It would have been nice to have, but
Oh, Dooku's is very cool.
that's not the one I'm upset about.
Emperor?
No, Mauls.
Ah, yeah. I forgot about moles.
I had the opportunity to buy either Mauls or Obi-Wans.
Mm.
I went with Obi-Wans. Only for the sheer fact of if I had to get Mauls, I would only be paying for half of a lightsaber.
Yeah, that is a...
So I'd have to buy two of them, then interlock them.
I mean, worth it in the long run.
Yeah, but short run, not so much.
You know, I gotta say, I'm just looking at the Emperor's lightsaber right now. I kind of can't stand the hilt.
No, I'm just going to pull it up.
It looks like a chrome dildo. I'm just going to be honest.
It does.
I just don't like it. It's very quite ugly, ugly.
Yeah, look, I do like the gold accents to his saber, but it's just too bulbous. I want a pommel on the end.
Or just not that.
Yeah, this is also very true.
Just different.
No, I get that completely. Originally, I had Revans, obviously. I just said that. And I also had the Darksaber on pre-order. Again, had to cancel that one too. Which, honestly...
Yeah, I had a friend who picked up the Darksaber. It's very, very cool.
Worthwhile.
I mean, they love it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like... Personally, I wouldn't get it. I mean, I love Mando. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a Clone Wars fanboy, so I've seen it a couple more times. Not many.
See, that's the thing. I'm probably not so inclined.
Yeah.
To go out of my way and get it.
I've heard a few complaints out of the Black Series Mando helmet.
Oh, really?
Yes. Too small. Which I do understand because I have the Luke's X-Wing helmet. And it's
quite tight-fitting, isn't it?
It's really small. It's the same as the Stormtrooper helmet. I feel like anything with a closed front face, I would really struggle to put on over my big-ass nose. I mean, I could re-break it again and it should be fine, but we don't want to do that.
I mean, yeah, look, if we can
avoid that, awesome.
Organize, yeah, that would be good.
In any case, I think that should do us for today.
I was literally just about to say the same thing. Looking at the time, we have gone for quite a while.
Yes, but you disappeared, so now I've got to edit that out because your internet took a massive dump.
It did.
Yeah,
it did indeed. Yeah.
During one of your, mass talking points too, which is a pain in the ass.
I really did. I went into so much detail in the short, however long.
I tried to message you on Facebook as well. I was like, "You good?" Nothing. I was like, "Oh god!" As soon as it didn't deliver straight away, I was like, "Yeah, his internet died.
He's dead."
Yep, great. This is fantastic. My co-host gone. Fuck, I'm screwed.
Dead. On the show.
Yep. I mean, at least we'd have a good title.
Podcast. What? Dead guy speaks? I don't know.
Sam dies live on podcast.
Kid dies.
Co-host deceased on podcast.
Yeeted.
All right. Thank you all for listening to this episode number 2 of the podcast. Episode 1 received really well, surprisingly. We didn't really push that with too much social media at the same time. We just kind of set it free and it did its own thing for the most part. I know you put out a post for it, which I appreciate.
Yes.
It picked up some views from around your area, which is fantastic.
Viva La Brunswick.
Viva La Brunswick. Head on over to my Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. That was the one I was forgetting. I need to put that in my notes somewhere so that I don't forget that all the time. Drop a follow, leave a message, try and hit me up. See what you can do. I will try and respond to everything. It's pretty easy at the moment, which has been good for me. I've been able to reach out to a few people and figure out, what they enjoy about the podcast, what they don't enjoy, and go from there, which has been fantastic. I know you have had some feedback as well,
I have indeed.
which is awesome. And yes, I think for the next recording that you and I will be doing will be the day that the Obi-Wan series gets released.
Yes, and I am very, very excited. You know how much I love Obi-Wan.
This is a long time coming, and I cannot wait to see this. I think it'll...
Very excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. It'll tie in so much stuff that we currently just have holes, massive gaps. So I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you all for listening, and we will be speaking to you after that episode gets released. Take it all easy, you guys.
Beautiful.
Catch you guys.